Welcome to Destination Animation, your trip around the world of cartoons and anime, stop motion and puppetry, special effects and CGI, and everything in between. I'm your host, Becca. I'm back.
Who are
and
you?
I put emphasis on stop motion for a reason. But we'll talk about that reason after you two introduce yourselves.
Yes.
What? But yeah, okay. Anyway, I'm Carrie Drablow.
And I'm Jason Knott. And today we're talking about Laika's fifth stop motion movie, The Missing Link.
You spoiled why I put emphasis on stop motion.
Well, too bad.
Yeah, this is a movie that we're going to talk about. Jason, cut that out. Yeah, Laika's fifth animated film, 2019, hashtag. We could just jump right into it, but some stuff has happened in the world of animation that maybe we can talk about a little bit first. Consider this the previews. The short film.
Consider the coconut.
Yeah.
Each part of the coconut is all we need.
You're using coconuts.
I feel like I'm going to bring back the ASMR now. Each part of the coconut is all you need.
That's a callback.
Can we talk about this coconut, though?
Sure.
What happened in the world of animation? Well, first of all, Disney announced its streaming service. That was cool.
Disney Plus.
Disney Plus.
Well, they announced it before, but they just kind of revealed what's going to be going on with it.
Yeah.
So what is it? It's going to have all of their, movies on it, all their shows.
Yeah, the vault is dead. They have cracked open the vault and released the contents.
Someone finally broke open the damn vault.
Huzzah!
Huzzah! All of Star Wars, all of Marvel, in order for, something like 2,000 new shows and 2 million new movies or something.
Okay.
Live action Lady and the Tramp's going to be exclusive, and it's all for $5.99 American.
I think $6.99.
Yeah, I think it's $6.99.
Yeah, but even then, that's still cheaper than I thought it would be.
Well, okay, so either way, it's $12.99 Canadian. So
what?
That's how exchange.
Why is it so much more Canadian?
No, it's not true. I lied. I shouldn't have made it sound like a realistic number. It's actually $69.99 Canadian. Nice.
No.
Exchange rate is garbage. But enough about the economy. What do you guys think about Disney Plus?
I don't like how everything is streaming now. The whole reason that Netflix got popular and Hulu is that it was an alternative to the outrageous prices of cable and stuff like that, and now everything is coming to online and we're gonna have all these exclusive shows and such on streaming, and now everyone is gonna pirate those shows that they actually want to see without paying for the thing. Yeah. But that being said, I'm gonna buy Disney Plus because I'm a hack.
I just gotta say, listeners, as a Canadian, it's still garbage because I get maybe a fraction of what these two kids get on their Netflix, and I don't get Hulu. So
what? There's no Canadian equivalent to Hulu?
No. So I have to pirate that anyway.
Lame.
Someone bleep that.
I got you.
Yeah. My opinion is this is kind of turning into the same situation that happened with the anime industry a few years ago, where I feel like this makes perfect business sense for Disney because they have a big enough film library that everyone is going to have to get this to watch the stuff. Mm-hmm. And it's going to be hugely profitable for them. But from a consumer perspective, it stinks. Yes. Now, just so much money is going to have to be divided against so many streaming services. Now Netflix has their own streaming, and, now HBO
Amazon
has their own streaming. Amazon Plus exists and has streaming, and I buy that for a month every year to watch Transparent and then cancel it.
Yeah. And Netflix is so expensive right now, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Netflix also announced a price hike.
Yeah. I'm not opposed to this in theory. To me, it's kind of like a cable package that you can kind of customize, as long as everything could stay at the price point of $6.99, which is not going to happen. Yeah, that's not how it's going to be.
I want to see the new Jordan Peele produced Twilight Zone. I want to see the shows they have on Amazon Plus, some of them, but I don't want to spend that much money just for one or two shows I want to see.
Yeah.
Is it part of Amazon Prime where you're paying $100 a year or something?
God, no. Screw that.
No.
Yeah.
That's right.
Amazon Prime streaming service is included with the Amazon Plus membership, so you get the 2-day shipping in addition to their streaming stuff.
2 days. You can't wait 2 days for your dang plushies. I don't know.
No, of course.
Bleep out that.
Oh God, you're adding a lot of work to my plate here, honey.
listeners, I'm back and I'm full of beans.
We need to like WWE intro music. She's back and
Yeet. What else happened in animation, Carrie? A lot of stuff happened in Japan, huh?
Oh yeah, the spring anime season is starting, and holy smokes, I have not seen a season this stacked in a long time.
Yeah.
Sounds sexy. Tell us about it.
Yes, very. Basically, in addition to, like, high-profile releases like Attack on Titan Season 3 Part 2, which, honestly, I don't think a whole lot of people care about that as much as they did. Like, I'm shocked how little buzz there's been for that.
Yeah.
One Punch Man Season 2 is released.
Oh, yeah.
That was one of the most popular shows that came out a couple years ago. And then, in terms of the non-sequel shows, holy smokes, we have new shows from Shinichiro Watanabe, the director of Cowboy Bebop and, what's the other one? Samurai Champloo, like probably the most well-known anime director in the West. And
Samurai
he's teaming
Champloo.
up with Studio Bones, which is the studio behind Full Metal Alchemist and like all these classic shonen shows, and it's like their big 20th anniversary production. It's called Carol and Tuesday. It's going to be awesome. I have not watched the first episode yet, but God, I'm excited for that.
Dang, Skippy.
That makes me wish I invested more time into anime. Like
Yeah.
I'm a real scrub when it comes to anime. But like cuz Western animation doesn't have like the seasons format with the hype and everything anymore.
Yeah, it's just like Hunger Games nonsense. Like, just release whenever and may the odds ever be in your favor.
Basically.
And occasionally, randomly, there's a TV special that they hype to death.
Yes.
Right.
And finally, there's also a new series from Kunihiko Ikuhara, my favorite director, who is the director of Sailor Moon, R and S, like the lesbian years, as well as Revolutionary Girl Utena, and one of my favorite shows of all time, Yurikuma Arashi. He has a new show coming out. So yeah, anime is awesome this season. Check all this stuff out.
Isn't Revolutionary Girl Utena just the lesbian show?
Yes.
Nice.
Kind of.
That's the impression I got of it.
That's the impression you get from the fandom.
Revolutionary Girl Utena is more about subverting gender stereotypes and like,
so the lesbian one, yeah, that's what I said.
yeah. Basically, it's not overtly lesbian like Yurikuma Arashi was. It's more like you could interpret it that way because the story is like supposedly a heterosexual story where, you know,
Supposedly.
like a princess is saved by a prince and she vows to become a prince herself. And so and part of that involves like rescuing the Rose Bride, Auntie, from all these like school patriarchs who fight over her. So
You killed my auntie!
that's where a lot of the like lesbian fan art comes from, is because it's like Utena dressed in this princely attire with Auntie as like the passive maiden, and yeah, you could definitely see it as a lesbian show, but again, I see it as more of a subverting gender stereotype show.
And
Fair enough, I should
women
watch
who
it.
happen to kiss other women, and that's fine.
Yeah. No homo.
Anyway, all those are great shows. Watch them. Spiel done.
Yeah.
Yes.
Here's a totally random tangent thing, just in thinking about, like, Western animation. I checked to see when Owl House is premiering. It looks like it got pushed to 2020, which is garbage.
No! That looked cool.
Oh, well.
Owl House? What was that again?
Owl House. It's Dana Terrace's show for Disney Channel. It's about the girl who becomes some kind of witch apprentice, gets a little wolf cubone, and it looks like it was made specifically for me, and it's been delayed, and that makes me sad.
A witch cubone?
A wolf cubone.
A wolf cubone.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that sounds great.
I didn't know that was a little girl in the preview pictures. That's good. That's cool.
I don't think she's a little girl.
Well, like, a girl.
Weirdly.
A child.
A female.
A child.
Here, I'm posting the poster, Carrie. It might jog your memory, because I'm sure I've talked about it.
Oh, okay.
Doesn't it look like, hey, let's make a cartoon for Bex?
Oh my gosh,
Yep.
yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, also, speaking of Netflix, there is a new show from Raphael Bob Waksberg, the BoJack Horseman.
Oh, yeah. What was it called again?
It was
I
about
can't
those
remember.
toucans.
Did we all drop the ball on this one?
Probably.
Hey, listeners, sorry.
I am not sorry.
Um,
It's about those. Tuca and Birdie.
Tuca and Birdie, yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
I don't think it's set in like the same universe as
No,
BoJack.
I think they've confirmed that it's not.
Yeah.
But it's still anthropomorphic animals, and it's about adult stuff.
Yeah, it's Tiffany Haddish and Ali Wong as the two main characters, and I guess they're traversing daily life as birds
Yes.
in the big city.
After Lego Movie 2, I am here for whatever Tiffany Haddish wants to do, so.
Yeah, she's great.
And, I guess, Raphael Bob Waxberg was script doctor on Lego Movie 2, so.
There you go.
That's neat.
Yeah.
Well, it all comes together, doesn't it?
Well, he writes great
Yes,
stuff,
indeed.
so awesome.
All comes together in a nice little package, doesn't it?
And it's a neat little package.
What was the third bit of animation thing?
Oh yeah, the Tangled show ended its second season.
Yeah, season 2 finale, which Carrie didn't watch, so Jason
Yeah, I'm
and
just
I are
going to
gonna
bow
try
out and let you two geek out for a couple minutes.
Yeah, look, here's the thing, listeners. Here's the thing. The Tangled show, you may scoff at it. I imagine some of you scoffed when we mentioned it, but look, it's a good show, actually. You know?
It's actually really, really good. Like, watch it, please.
I've been on board with it since the beginning, and it has only gotten better.
Yeah, we compare it, like when we're telling Carrie about it, to Steven Universe a lot, how it starts as a really light slice of life thing, but then starts to get... There's some deep lore, you guys.
Yeah, like, Tangled itself was kind of a simple movie. Like,
Yeah.
it just had the magic flower that went down and, it, like, made a plant, and this evil old lady used it to make herself young forever, but they
And how could you
add
possibly
on...
expand on that?
Yeah, they just...
Like this.
They do. It's good.
Yeah, it's really good. And the season 2 finale, oh geez, something crazy happens like right in the end there that we're not really going to talk about.
Bruce
But it
Campbell
kind
is
of
in it. No, it's-
yeah, that was the thing that happened. Yeah, there's some character reveals and some stuff happens, and it was wild and nuts. And then the thing. Remember when the thing happened,
the
Jason?
thing was a thing.
Yeah, like I didn't expect that to happen, especially
a-
after they threw a few twists.
Especially after the last thing they threw at us.
No, like, because I thought the first thing was going to happen at first, but then they threw the twist and did the other thing, but then they went back to the original thing I thought they were going to do. That was
Yeah,
wild.
so many things. Watch the show.
But who's on first?
Yeah. Good show. Watch it. And maybe by the time season 3 airs, Carrie can talk about it with us.
Yes, we can do an episode because we all met from Tangled.
Yeah, Tangled is very important to this circle.
Maybe
So,
we can figure
yes.
out how to watch things on Skype.
Maybe.
Maybe. Listeners, we are not advocating, despite what I was saying earlier about Hulu, we are not advocating for illegal streaming.
Just to be clear.
So, just to be clear, we are not advocating for illegal streams.
And piracy, just to be clear. Just to be clear.
Carrie hasn't watched Always Sunny either, listeners, but we'll fix that.
Yeah, Jason, during our last Dumbo episode, Jason was making It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia references the entire show, and I didn't know what the hell he was talking about, so...
Speaking of not knowing what we're talking about, we should get to the main point of this episode.
Yes.
Okay, yes, which is Studio Laika's The Missing Link.
The missing link. Or our link to the gorillas.
Oh, I like Tarzan so much better than this movie.
Okay.
Well, that's what you were referencing, right?
Yes, but
And you can't expect me not to comment on it.
that's not what I was going for, but okay.
Well, that's what I'm going for. Listeners, this movie, was fine.
It's fine.
That-
It's fine. It's
It's
fine.
fine.
Everything's
All right.
fine.
This is where
This is
I
fine.
divulge from the pack. I really, really enjoyed this movie.
I enjoyed it, don't get me wrong, but, like, it's fine.
No, I, really enjoyed it, legitimately.
Well, no, like, I thought it was cute too, but, like, it's fine.
Not even that it's cute. I love adventure, stories and movies and stuff. I just marathon all of the Uncharted series. I love adventure. It's great.
Adventure is out there.
Well, Jason, since you want to marry this movie so bad, why don't you tell us the plot?
Well, okay, maybe I will.
Yeah, do it.
All right, so it concerns this
This huge, jacked man.
yes, this huge jacked man named Sir Lionel Frost, and he is going around the world trying to find all these myths and monsters.
Cryptids.
The movie opens with him on the Loch Ness, that's right?
Yes.
The loch.
Yes,
He's paddling out on the loch.
on the Loch.
You gotta say it with the spit, like in that one short. On the loch. Like that, what's that Ballad of Nessie? You gotta say it like that.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Who narrated that? That was a cute short.
What was his name? Billy Connolly.
I like that short better than this movie.
Wow.
Yeah, fight me.
He's basically trying to find these mythical beings and places to win the approval of this, like, illustrious British stuffy group of explorers and such, I think.
Stuffy boys.
Yeah, stuffy-coated Victorian men, go figure.
Yeah, and their leader, what's his name? The Stephen Fry guy, Lord Pigott Dunsby, is
Wow.
basically telling him, no, you're not one of us, get out of here, you'll never be one of us, and...
His hair's not white enough, his shirt's not stuffed enough, it's just not
yes,
gonna work out.
But Lionel Frost, he gets this letter from America that is all about finding the illustrious Sasquatch, and he tells him, the Dunsby, that if he finds the Sasquatch and brings irrefutable proof of it, then he'll have to accept him. So that's what he does. He goes to America, all the way to Washington, where he finds the Sasquatch, who, turns out, sent the letter himself, and he doesn't want to be discovered. He wants Lionel's help to discover his ancient cousins all the way over in the
Himalayas.
Yeah, in the Himalayas. The Yetis.
The Yetis. And they have many mishaps and misadventures along the way. Actually, it goes pretty smoothly, if I must be
Well, a little bit. Yeah, they rope
There's
in...
a thug. There's a thug.
There's a lot of swashbuckling, I will say.
There is.
They rope in Lionel's old flame, Adelina, played by Zoe Saldana. It's a fun adventure with near murder and threatening babies.
I never said it wasn't fun. It's fine.
Yeah, I feel like we have three very, Jason's on one end of loving it, Bex is on the other end of, it's okay, and I'm like, I liked parts of it, but I have some criticisms.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna, preface this by saying, straight off the top, I don't hate this movie by any means. It just was, not what I was hoping for at all. But at the same time, nothing about the trailers or anything really caught my eye either. And if it wasn't Laika, I might have skipped it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, all of the trailers for this movie kind of undersold it for me. They were all very kind of low key and this isn't a very action-packed movie. This is just a fun little romp around the world, and that was fine, but it didn't really catch me. But then I watched the movie itself, and it's okay, this is kind of like Indiana Jones for younger people, almost. Well, not exactly, but
yeah, that's fair.
There's a lot more action than the trailers showed.
The trailers are very humor-based, so they focused on, the scene where Mr. Link, the Sasquatch, is trying to throw him out of the pit, and he hits the wall, and he's like, "Ooh, it's hard to know whose fault that was. Let's do it again."
Let's go again.
Yeah, or, the scene where they say, "Don't talk about the chicken on her head. What's with the chicken?" And it's of all the jokes they could have picked, why was it that one? That's the most cliched joke in the movie.
By all means, crack open a window.
I like that one. The timing on that one's very good.
He's very literal.
Yeah, I saw this movie with two friends who more casual animation fans, and they were both kind of let down by the humor, which I go into an animated movie as someone who really appreciates animated movies a little more than the layman, and I don't necessarily expect it to be a laugh riot.
More like the lame man.
Yeah, like the plebeian, like the peasant.
The plebeian.
So I don't necessarily expect to be laughing through the whole thing, but them, as more just kind of your average movie-going crowd, were kind of disappointed by the humor. So that's interesting.
This movie did have a very dry sense of humor compared to Laika's other movies.
It did.
Yeah, and I actually really liked it for that reason.
Yeah, we've talked about this before, me and Jason, how, you kind of prefer that dry British humor a little more than I do.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
There's a scene near the beginning after Lionel kind of challenges Dunsby, and Dunsby's, walking down the halls and with his lackey, and he's like, "Oh, that man, he's gonna ruin everything. Oh, the world's so messed up nowadays, suffrage."
Yeah.
Listing all the things that unprogressive, conservative British people.
This movie takes place in the 30s or something, I want to say.
No, I think it's
it's
the
earlier
18...
than that. I think it's the Victorian era.
Yeah,
Why did I say 30s?
The Statue of Liberty is still being built, so...
Yeah, what was... I'm just going to stop for the rest of the podcast.
I think that's late
I was
1800s.
Way off.
1870s or so, whenever they did that.
Shows what the hell I know.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's that bit where he's I have to stop this. I have to preserve our noble heritage of conservatism and such. That's not what he says, but
It seriously is basically conservative, though.
yeah, his assistant's like, "What are you gonna do, sir?" "I'm gonna hire a thug to kill him."
This is kind of more in the subtext, but this movie, to me, was a very progressive movie.
Yeah.
The message was very progressive.
I got that too.
And it's like, overtly, these are your stuffy conservatives from back then who think that, like, everything new is a usurping of proper order and proper society and the monarchy and everything that is good and whatever.
Yeah.
This is a plot point that happens, is that the Sasquatch would like to be known as Susan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, he picks his own name, and it's kind of like, that's a girl's name. Yeah, I like it. So
Yeah.
kind of just go with it, which, is like everything against the traditional, like, stuffy British society where it's like, we tell you what is proper, where it's like, I like it, so I'll go with it.
Yeah, and they do make a little joke. Like, he builds up this whole story, like, Lionel's all, "Well, you should choose your own name. Choose someone who really touched you." And he's like, "Oh, I met this one guy, this one prospector. And they looked at me and they smiled." And it's like, "Oh, that's great. What was their name?" "Susan."
Tom Waits.
Tom Waits. Buster Scruggs. Great.
Yes, Carrie, that's another movie you gotta watch.
Right, Mr.
If you
Pocket.
haven't.
Okay.
You're old, but I'm older. But yeah, they do make that a joke at first, but then for the rest of the movie, they, call him Susan, and it's fine. It's not a joke. It's just his name, and it's nice.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a good name.
Yeah.
It's a strong name.
A strong prospector name.
Susan Strong.
Prospector. I can't speak today. Like how I tried to say before that Susan is played by Zach Galifianakis. There I go. I totally botched that earlier. And I really like his performance. I like Susan.
Yeah, Susan's nice.
Yeah, very charming character.
Absolutely. Charming's the word. Could have easily screwed up this character. Like, just he could have been gross. There's only one poop joke.
Yeah, there is, and it's pretty funny.
It's played good.
Laika is kind of known for their gross out humor, though.
Yeah, but they're not to the point where it's like, this is unwatchable.
Yeah, like the other poop joke they make is like when he says he needs fecal matter, and like he needs, I got plenty of that, and then like Lionel reaches out his hand like for a handshake, and he says, "Oh, you want it now?"
Like that's funny.
For the most part, it's drier humor, though, but there are occasional,
I like how gentle and charming Susan is.
Yes.
Like that, this is the first Laika movie that doesn't have child protagonists.
Uh-huh.
And that's something that always kind of, like, appealed me. That sounds creepy. I like those kinds of stories where, like, with the kid dealing with the crazy mystical stuff, which is what their movies have been up to this point. So it's a different tone with an adult protagonist, but I actually did like the protagonist, which, like, thank God, because it would have been so easy to make this guy hateable. Like, like Sir Frost, like, if he decided to, like, betray Susan, and actually, if he was actually not looking for proof, but looking for the Sasquatch himself, and he's going to
I was a little concerned that they were going to go down that route, too.
Thank God they didn't.
This is kind of a, it's been told story of the kind of jerky character that needs to learn to be nice to people, but they do it in a nice way.
Yeah.
Right, this way actually feels kind of more realistic instead of the, "You lied to me?" Characters break up, 10 minutes of bull, and then finally they make amends.
Yeah. Bleep that bull, Jason.
Sorry.
I'll bleep that one too.
I hear it all. I was worried, like, throughout the whole movie he was going to have some kind of turn and I would hate him. But no, he stayed. He's a pretty charming character himself, too, Sir Frost.
Yes, he's Hugh Jackman.
He is, and...
Yeah, he's kind of a complicated character in terms of motivation, where it's like, on the one hand, he lives for the adventure, but on the other hand, there's kind of like the selfish motive of wanting to be taken seriously by these stuffy Victorian Brits, and... It's like he doesn't treat anyone too bad as a result of it, but that's still kind of a plot point where he doesn't take Susan seriously, kinda. And,
he definitely tries to take advantage of Adelina, too.
That too.
But, like, it's not in a way that's unrelatable. Like, I can relate to this, Like, this is real. Like, he's still a good guy, but even good people have faults.
Yeah. I feel it's more like a reflection of how society is kind of crappy, and, he's forced to live up to the expectations of that flawed society.
Yeah.
And so, it makes him do things that aren't necessarily the best, but it's not like he's an unrelatable character because of it.
Yeah.
And again, that's the part of the movie that I really liked, is the commentary on society. It has very lovely message about society and where to get self-respect or respect as a whole from. I like that.
The other thing, Zoe Saldana's Adelina Fortnite character,
No.
they tried, there's a romance thing.
A little bit, but it's not like a traditional adventure movie romance where
No.
like, you expect the guy and the girl to get together at the end. Spoilers, they do not.
Yeah.
No, I liked that.
Yeah.
I wasn't really compelled by their romance narrative anyway,
No.
so I'm glad they
No,
didn't focus on it.
It was just enough to still kind of annoy me a little bit that it had to be there.
Well, it's
Yeah.
like they were old flames anyway, and like
But they don't have to
reconnected,
be.
and like, well, yeah, they don't have to be, but it was different for me because like it was more like a flirty relationship that didn't get acted upon, and that was nice.
Yeah.
Because like, look, I say I love adventure movies. I like see this crap all the time where like the
That's
guys and the
true.
girls don't have any like chemistry, or Indiana Jones is kind of a perv, but like. James Bond, don't even get me started, but yeah, this is a nice change of pace when stuff like this happens.
Fair enough. Let's talk about the animation. We're here for a job, people.
Yes, a job that we do not get paid for. Let's go.
Yeah, I feel like this animation, like we talked about how the tone of this movie is very different from the other things that Laika has done in terms of their choice of protagonist. To me, the sets in this anime, it's weird. It's like, this is simultaneously Laika's smallest movie because it doesn't have like worldwide stakes and it's not like an entire like society getting caught up in this conflict. It's kind of just these two characters and or three characters in their little buddy adventure. But they also, it's kind of like his biggest movie because it has so many of these huge, varied, sweeping set pieces in terms of environment.
The sets and environments in this movie are, they're gorgeous.
Good.
Absolutely fantastic. Like, just all the places that we go. Like, we start out in Loch Ness, then we have, like, London, basically. Then it's, like, the American Pacific Northwest and then idealized with these gigantic trees and a logging camp. Then it goes to, like, California and across the Great Plains.
California,
rest in peace. Anyway, then, like, it has a New York Harbor set, then it goes to, like, there's, like, this across Europe set with a train going, and then there's the Indian jungle, and then the Himalayas, and then finally
boat.
Shangri-La itself.
Shangri-La.
And it's all beautifully varied, beautifully detailed. I'm, like, really eager to, like, as much as this movie was meant for me, I'm getting the DVD, and
Of course.
I'm really eager to watch the making of.
Yeah.
It should be pretty interesting.
100%.
They had the thing they do at the end of the credits, right, for every Laika movie, right? Because I think I missed that when I was writing down how I felt about it.
Yeah.
The end credits scene that they did this time was the riding on an elephant scene.
Oh, neat. Yeah, I missed that.
So that's the scene where they're going through the Indian jungle and they're bobbing back and forth because they're riding on an elephant and the Himalayas are in the background. They did dissect that in the post-credits.
Neat.
Yeah, I missed that too. But the rigging on that must have been interesting because the elephant was really top-heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
for sure.
I didn't even like really think about that when I saw the scene, and like that's also a good thing because when you're not thinking about it, it means it's real. It looks realistic.
Yeah. Another thing about the rigging, I couldn't help but notice. I think, this is probably one of the first stop motion. I forgot about Robot Chicken. This is probably one of the first theatrical stop motion projects to have like real physical contact. Like,
it feels
like there's a lot of scuffling in this movie.
Yeah, there's a lot of like fight scenes, traditional fight scenes, and like people get punched and climb all over each other and tumbling.
Yeah. There was kind of a stop motionness to these parts, I found. Like, you could tell it was a little, this is something new, and they haven't quite perfected it yet, which I'm not gonna dump on them for that, because stop motion is hard. I talked about it repeatedly during the Paranorman episode that I don't remember if we ever ended up posting.
We actually have not posted the Paranorman episode because it was supposed to be a Halloween episode, but we didn't ever release it on Halloween, so we kind of have to re-edit the intro.
Yeah,
or wait a year.
We'll have to do something about that.
Yeah.
Maybe in Halloween we'll produce it.
We did talk about Coraline though at length.
Yeah,
a lot.
Yeah, we did. That was one of our longest episodes.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, throughout the Paranorman episode, I think I said about 6 times about stop motion is so hard. Why do people do it?
Yes, you'll get that episode later, listeners.
Yeah. So I'm not gonna like decry them for trying something new with more extended physical contact between puppets like that. But it was noticeable as something they don't quite have a handle on yet. But, I mean, that's also kind of neat.
Yeah, I honestly didn't really notice it that much. Like, it kind of felt more like, a traditional action scene for me, and it was really effective, because the bar fight and the scene on the boat especially, they were both really, really cool, like, in how they used the characters and the camera angles on the boat too, and how it like kind of tips over in the storm, like Inception
the boat
style.
Scene was ridiculous in terms of like, especially in terms of rigging. Just like the boat they're having a fight on a boat during this storm with like these 100-foot waves outside, and so the boat is like sideways the other way, and so they do these like tilting camera shots where they follow the physics of the boat. And so they have to have these action scenes where all these characters are engaging in these tiny little confrontations of these nitpicky action confrontations that take so much detail to get right. And then at the same time, the entire set is turning around them sideways and upside down. It is ridiculous.
Redonkulous.
Yeah.
See, while I was watching this movie, I was waiting for that standout animation part, like, again, going back to Paranorman, the climax of that, the fight with the other mother at the very end in the web, and nothing really jumped out in this movie to me as, like, the animation moment, but it probably would have been that boat scene if I went to watch it again.
Yeah, quite possibly. I do find that this movie didn't have, like, the big bombastic scenes that the previous ones did, but it was integrated super well, so that like, this one, it was kind of interesting. I feel like Laika does a lot of CG integrations, so the fact that they had the boat tossing and turning on, like, a CG ocean possibly diminished its oomph a little bit.
Yeah.
I feel like seeing stuff that looks kind of more CG-ish than stop motion makes you just not think about the composition of everything that went into that shot as much.
Yeah.
But once you actually get into the boat, it's all stop motion again. So, yeah. That one, I was not impressed watching it, but then thinking back on it, I was like, oh god, that must have been so hard to do.
I was very impressed.
The two friends I actually saw this movie with, they didn't realize it was stop motion.
What?
Like, one of them commented, like she said, they tried to do a weird stop motion thing, but I didn't quite get it. And I said, no, it was stop motion. It's Laika. They do stop motion.
Yeah.
All the time.
I do think it's almost like Laika makes their movies so perfect at this point that people can't tell.
Yeah,
Maybe.
yeah.
So we're here just like totally geeking out about it, and everyone else, it's like, oh, it's just another 3D movie.
It's not.
Yeah, for sure. It's got those little things. So, like, for me, something about the weight in the scuffle scenes, like I was saying, there's also, there's this cute shot. I think it might be when Susan, like, before he talks for the first time, where he grins.
Yeah.
Something about the way it's animated reminded me of, I had to rack my brain, but it's, like, something from the original King Kong. There's a shot kind of like that, where King Kong's kind of looking at the camera and smiles like that.
Yeah.
It's gotta be a callback.
Feels like it.
Yeah, quite possibly.
There's this, like, little human touch to stop motion, where the way they move and such, and how, like, it looks and feels that, like, people made this, and it's cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
People made this cool set piece on a boat, and it's neat.
This one, I will say, it kind of appeals to me in the same way that, like, the Silver and Dark Age Disney movies do, where even if the story isn't the most interesting, you can just go back and, like, nitpick every single shot and every single scene and say, this was completely crafted by hand. Holy smokes.
Holy smokes.
It's that same kind of feeling for me.
People drew Edgar stealing cats.
Yes. You could probably put, like any frame from this movie up on the wall, and it would be a piece of art. Like, it's so beautifully constructed.
Yeah, this is still a gorgeous movie, as expected.
Yeah. Very good.
Yeah, for all my gripes with, like, most of my gripes in this story are kind of plot related.
Yeah.
Like, I like the characters well enough. I like the sets are beautiful. It's just kind of the way some of it came together didn't work for me. I wish Susan had been more of a focus. He kind of just felt like a MacGuffin at a point.
A little bit,
He was just kind of there.
Yeah, sort of.
The escort.
Like the eventual reveal of the...
Spoilers.
Yeah, we're getting into spoilers here.
Yep, spoiler warning now.
Yes, here we go. The eventual, like, reveal of the Yetis, and how they're basically kind of like the stuffy British club where they exclude...
I didn't get that!
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah. They
Okay,
exclude
all right.
Susan because...
You know what? This movie's pretty good.
they exclude Susan because he's, like, different from them. They're the redneck cousins or whatever they call him.
Yep, basically.
Damn, I didn't get that.
Yeah. Like, I feel like it could have been a little more strongly related a bit. And, like, Susan's, like, reaction to not being accepted by what might be
Not
his
being
only...
accepted, being kicked out.
Yeah.
Dang it. Revoke my animation license. Damn.
Yeah, like, I feel like his reaction to that could have been a little stronger. Because we do focus more on Lionel in that scene than him.
Yeah, it's true. Emma Thompson as Yeti Elder is my spirit animal.
She's so funny. I was like, oh, that's Emma Thompson.
The official name of this place is...
What's that mean?
It means get out. We hate you.
That's so funny.
And what's the line? Oh, the people we don't want here are escaping. Don't let them leave. Or something. That was very good too. Her humor was very good, but I found it kind of didn't fit the humor of the rest of the movie, so it was a little out of place.
It's still kind of dry, like that dry humor.
I don't know.
Yeah, I thought it was funny enough.
I thought it was funny, but I found it was a little jarring. Like, it's different. But that's fine. Her long locks that she's just got, like, 2 Yeti men brushing.
Yeah,
like,
all the time.
That's goals.
Awesome aesthetic.
Yeah.
I do, again, this movie has a very overt progressive message to me, where
it might fall on the deaf ears of us peasants, I guess, apparently. Who didn't get it. I'm backing out of the podcast.
No. Come back.
On the floor.
But no, like, I kind of did have problems with the actual like I liked the message, but I don't know that I liked the unfolding of the plot so much.
Sure.
Okay, like, my issue with the plot was more that so many of the plot beats just come and go super fast. Like,
that's true.
It's kind of like, okay, he comes back from finding Nessie. That's a great setup. Now he's like, all right, well, I've got to find something to redeem my name. Oh, hey, a letter from the Sasquatch. That's convenient. Okay, so I got to go to Washington and find him. Okay, now he's in Washington. And, oh, there he is. That's convenient.
Yeah, I didn't really, I mean, I noticed it, but it didn't bother me as much because that's just kind of how these things go in adventure things. Like, oh, we're going to talk a bit. Then, oh, look, here comes the next plot beat. Okay, we're going to this place. Okay, then we're going to this place.
Yeah, it was more like that, where it's like more about the journey than the process.
The journey is the treasure.
Yeah, well, I think kind of an angle of adventure movies, and correct me if I'm wrong, is also kind of to show off the set pieces.
Yeah, for sure.
You don't want to dwell. So, yeah, there's kind of that sense of jumping into
in Raiders of the Lost Ark and all the Indiana Jones movies, the goal is to just show off these impressive action scenes and such, and character and kind of comes after that sometimes. Yeah. And, like, Uncharted definitely had one of the main goals was just to show off how beautiful they could make some scenes and such.
So, like, adventure is not my genre like it is Jason's.
Mine either.
It kind of reminds me of the God of War game, so
yeah.
It's kind of set piece to set piece.
Alright,
I get it. I
get your game movie.
I see what you're doing.
Another thing was that, Susan at the beginning of the movie says, I want to find my own kind, and then it doesn't really go much deeper than that. For so much of the movie, the characters are still in the same place. He's still looking for his people. Lionel is, like, doing his thing where he's kind of not respecting, and that's, like, the only emotional thing happening in terms of character progression until the end.
Yeah.
And you know what? You know what's a problem there? Is Susan is so passive, it doesn't really create a conflict.
That's true.
Yeah.
I will agree with that.
I actually did not notice him being treated badly. Like, the movie told me that he was being treated badly, but I didn't notice it.
That's the thing, right? It had to be spelled out to us.
That's true.
And I think that's because Susan is so passive. And like I said, I really like Susan as a character. I think he's sweet and charming, but that lack of conflict might have been to the movie's detriment.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. Again, that's mainly my issue with the movie is just, like, I don't feel like the plot is the most interesting. Like, all of Laika's other movies are these huge movies where the stakes are the entire world. Well, not the entire world necessarily.
Except Coraline.
Yeah. I don't know, Coraline felt bigger too. It felt like there's this sense that all these other kids have been trapped in this thing, and it's been going on for a long time. So it feels like this big epic conflict where it's a small movie. It's just about these characters and their character growth. And I kind of like Laika's old style better. Like, you know, I'm not a buddy movie fan, I will say that. Like, it kind of bothered me.
Toy Story!
I know. Toy Story, honestly, is not one of my favorite Pixar franchises. Shocker.
Whoa.
Like,
dang.
Okay, well, that one's a little bit different. But, you know, like, I like Pixar's more epic stories. Like WALL-E is my favorite Pixar movie.
Like Cars.
Can we do an episode about the Cars trilogy, please?
I want.
Okay,
I probably don't even have much to say about Cars 1 and 3, but 2, I want to talk about that movie.
Actually, this episode is canceled because I don't want to watch Cars. Can we do an episode on the Cars ride at Disneyland?
Oh, that's a good ride, actually.
Yeah, I like that ride better than the rest.
I haven't been on it, so I'll trust you.
We'll take you to Disneyland.
Oh, it's really fun.
One of these days.
Because that ride doesn't exist at Disney World, only Disneyland.
Come to heckin' Disneyland at the beginning of July and hang out with us.
Yeah, dude.
I gotta figure that out.
Dude.
In any case, like...
I should consult with Jason before I invite people to our trip to Disneyland.
I'm fine with it. I'm cool with it.
Okay. Anyway, sorry.
Let me think. Also, like his other movies, they were fantasy settings. So, like, they were these fantastic other worlds, where this one, it's basically the real world.
Yeah.
Like, it's a fantastic, like, well-designed version of the real world, but it's still a real world. It's just London, Washington, the Great Plains, you know. So it's kind of a different vibe than Laika usually does with these elaborate fantasy settings. So
even Box Trolls, which was kind of more grounded, still had like an aesthetic to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That kind of made it a little more fantasy. Also, all the trolls.
All the trolls, yes.
So yeah, I do feel like this was definitely different in terms of execution. It was more like a low-key movie that was more grounded in reality, and I'm not sure that I like that as much. Like, I kind of like Laika when they just, like, go all out on the production design and let their freak flag fly, for lack of a better term.
Let their freak flag fly. I love it.
I stole it from a critical review.
Ooh.
No, you stole that from Shrek the Musical.
Everybody stop. I'm talking about Laika.
Sorry, go ahead.
Proceed.
I forget what I was gonna say. Okay, especially since stop motion is so hard.
Yes.
Like, seeing them go out of their way to do those bombastic things is always gonna be, like, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Mind blown.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure.
Have they announced something, an upcoming 6th film?
I don't know.
Me neither. I don't know.
To Wikipedia!
I'll stop you right there. There's nothing on Wikipedia about it.
What?
This was directed by Chris Butler, who also directed... Someone help me. I think he directed Paranorman.
Yes, Paranorman.
Yes. What else did he make?
Okay, yeah, there is no information on the internet about what their next movie is.
Yeah, they'll probably do another one just because
they better.
Someone is related to someone who owns Nike, so even this movie won't set them back. So,
yeah, this is a concern.
Yeah, listeners, this movie bombed.
Yeah,
like,
this had
badly.
like half the box office
bad.
of Kubo, I think.
Yeah,
which was already not doing well.
As of right now, it is sitting at. Let's look at Box Office Mojo.
10.4 according to Wikipedia. Yikes! I think it opened with 6.
Yeah, domestic, it's got 7 million, almost 8 million. And worldwide, where are you?
Yeah, it opened in 9th place.
Yikes! Animated movies do not open in 9th place.
No, they don't.
Yeah, Box Office Mojo mostly focuses on domestic, and I'm more interested in worldwide. Let's see.
If you click the movies page, it should be right there.
Where the hell are you? Well, if, look, it's like 2 million worldwide at least.
Yeah, basically every one of Laika's movies has made less and less money. Coraline grossed $75 million, Paranorman grossed $56 million, The Box Trolls grossed $50, Kubo grossed $48. This one's going to be a lot lower than that.
Lower.
That's a travesty. That's a shame.
Like, very.
Oof, you guys. Like, I gotta emphasize again, listeners, animated movies don't bomb like this. That's a bad sign.
It is
No,
bad.
It speaks to something about the marketing, or something went horribly wrong here.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kubo had a $12,000 opening
12,000?
weekend. So yeah, this was 12 million,
Yeah.
sorry.
Okay, that would have been, like, concerning.
Well, I mean, part of it, I feel like the trailers just were not that interesting to
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
Like, even I didn't know if I wanted to see this movie. Like, it just looked
Yeah,
to
exactly.
me.
And like we've gone on and on this podcast before about how we will see every Laika movie, but
100%.
even then, I'm still hesitant about this one.
Yeah, even me, like, now, with hindsight, I'm like, oh, this movie, I loved it. It was great. But looking back on the trailers, it's like, oh, that looks fine.
Yeah, I will say, going into the movie, I was like, yeah, all right, I guess I'm seeing this because it's Laika. By the time it was done, I was like, all right, I shouldn't have doubted Laika. I'm sorry, Laika. That was good.
It was fine.
Yeah, that was my first reaction, was I'm sorry I doubted you, Laika.
Oh, Laika, you sly dogs.
Poor souls.
Yeah, let's just run through the box office quickly. Kubo, $4 million on Friday, $4.8 million on Saturday, $3.7 million on Sunday. This movie, $1.6 million on Friday.
No.
Ouch. $2.5 million on Saturday, $1.7 million on Sunday. Ouch.
No.
Ouch. Ouch.
Is there, you know what? Is there a family movie that it's in competition with or anything? Not really anymore, huh?
Let's...
Dumbo, I guess.
Yeah, like...
Dumbo didn't do very
And
well
Dumbo's
either,
been out
so
for a
that's-
few weeks, so like for an animated movie to bomb that badly with like no competition.
oh.
Shazam, I guess.
Shazam, and yeah, but that's been out for a week too now, or 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Oh, geez, yeah, Dumbo actually did beat it. Dumbo, good God.
Man, Laika, we love you, but you need better marketers.
That's the thing. If this stuff could be marketed correctly, like Coraline's a cult classic now. If that movie came out, if Coraline could get another chance, like with the reputation Laika has, it would have smashed the box office. I believe that.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, Coraline also did have the boost of, from the director of The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Henry Selick.
So,
Man, Henry Selick needs to do another movie for them. Henry Selick, come
Henry
back.
Selick, save us!
We miss
Save
you.
us!
We miss you.
We need you!
Selick, come home!
We need you!
yeah, Dumbo in its third weekend did gross $9.4 million. So, Dumbo grossed $3.5 million more than Missing Link did this weekend, in its third weekend.
Ugh.
And Dumbo was not a successful movie. It had a budget of $170 million, and it has made 93 so far.
People were not bringing their troll tolls to Missing Link, and that's a
Or to
shame.
Dumbo, I didn't.
He is a toll troll.
I have to say, that's what I was thinking when I heard the box office numbers. Like, oh god, please let Laika survive. Please
They
don't
probably
let
will,
them,
because they've survived all the other box office disappointments, but...
This is their first movie under a different distribution.
That's true.
Distributor.
Yeah.
Annapurna Pictures.
Yeah, they used to be released under Focus Features.
Yeah.
This is a different company with a blurry logo. I don't know what's going to happen. Like, because, yeah, they've survived up to this point coasting on that Nike money, but this...
Hashtag save
yeah,
Laika.
like,
Please.
this is a significant bomb. I don't know.
I mean, I just hope they keep doing what they're doing, because they are... I actually think I like Laika better than Pixar at this moment, in terms of just the craftsmanship of their movies. Like, Pixar has kind of been bogged down in sequel land for the past several years, so...
Oh,
Yeah,
Pixar!
I get that.
Come back.
They still have greatness there, it's just, they're in sequel land.
Disney's kind of in sequel land a little bit, too.
Well, they're getting there
Yeah.
with Frozen 2 coming out soon.
And Ralph Breaks the Internet just came out.
Yes.
I mean, Disney's never been, like, the most original film company. They're more like adaptations of classics, where Pixar was always, like, new worlds, new spectacular, like, they were just pushing the boundary with every movie, and now it's, like,
Man,
sequels.
Disney's, how many's in the Disney canon now? 57 or something? 58?
Yeah.
It's coming up on 60, with 3 sequels in their canon. That would be Fantasia 2000,
Rescuers Down Under.
Rescuers
yeah.
Down Under, and Ralph Breaks the Internet. And then you think about Pixar, who's got maybe a 23-year history?
Yes.
Ish. 24, 25-year history. And how much of their library...
To be fair,
sequels?
most
Toy
of those
Story
sequels have
2,
come out in the
Toy
last 10
Story
years,
3,
though.
Cars 2, Monsters University, Finding Dory, The Incredibles 2, I think I'm missing one.
Coco 2 Electric Boogaloo. Electric Boogaloo. Like, trying to rhyme Coco. I hope they don't do a sequel to Coco.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, and Cars 3. I forgot about Cars 3.
Everyone forgot about Cars 3.
The one where Lightning McQueen freaking dies is the one everyone forgets. Go figure.
I never saw Cars 3, but that trailer was memorable.
I did see Cars 3. It was fine.
It was fine.
But like a quarter of Pixar's... The point I was getting at is like a quarter of Pixar's library is probably sequels at this point. That's kind of gross.
Yeah, I think it's more. I think it's like closer to a third.
I think after Toy Story 4, they're gonna start doing more original stuff, but I could be wrong.
Please.
And then there's DreamWorks.
Oh, DreamWorks.
They're doing a Yeti movie too. Did you guys get the trailer for that?
Yes. It looks alright.
Yeah.
Did you get a trailer for frickin' Dora the Explorer?
Yes.
No!
I'm kind of confused about them making that into a live-action movie.
I remember when that was a joke on College Humor.
Jason, you love adventure movies. Are we gonna go see Dora the Explorer?
I mean, if it's good, I guess, but jeez.
If it's good, I guess, he says, as if he's not pre-purchasing his ticket right now.
Look, I have my limits, alright?
No, you don't.
Shut up.
It kind of... Dora and Diego are teenagers, and that makes me confused.
Weird.
Well, Carrie, it's this thing where, like, as time goes by, humans age.
What?
The cartoon characters never age. Well, I mean, I have the same reaction to Mara Wilson. It's like, that's the joke on the internet. You have boobs now, and that's weird.
Don't talk about Matilda's boobs.
I'm just quoting the nostalgia chick, damn it.
This podcast is getting silly. Let's keep it that way. What else is happening this year? Let's talk about...
Keep Destination Animation silly.
Yes.
Oh, actually, we're coming up on an hour, but after edits, I think we'll still have a few minutes if you guys want to talk about upcoming releases. What other trailers were there? Ugly Dolls, I guess.
Ugly Dolls, which is getting a very aggressive marketing campaign.
I didn't get a trailer for that this time.
Yeah, I got the story trailer this time. That's only the second time I've seen anything of it. And it was one of those trailers where, like, they're taking the footage and then, like, editing lines from different parts, and it's really obvious they are. It's really annoying.
That's every trailer.
What bothers me about that movie is that the plot, you can tell what the plot's gonna be, and you can tell who the villain's gonna be. You can tell exactly what scene that villain, like,
Joe Jonas
speech is going to happen in. Ugh.
Nick Jonas, my mistake, sorry.
I feel like I've seen the entire plot of this movie, and it's a cliched plot before I've even seen the movie, which is a problem.
It is a problem. I think the design of it's kind of cute, the Ugly Dolls.
Yeah.
Yeah, the designs are very cute.
They're toys, aren't they?
Yeah, they're ugly dolls. But then, like, the quote-unquote pretty toys, like, they're, like, dolls, too. They're boring.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna see this. Unless this one gets, like, 100% on Rotten Tomatoes or something, I'm not gonna be seeing it.
Yeah.
I might, just cause whatever, but...
Just cause whatever, he says.
I do think the music might be good. Like, the music in the trailer seemed fun. But yeah, I can tell the plot's gonna be garbage.
Yeah.
Probably.
If maybe there will be good characters that can save it, or it'll be charming or heartwarming or precious, but I don't know. It
looks generic to me.
Yeah, me too.
Let's open up the Wikipedia page on 2019 in animation.
They got Pokemon, Detective Pikachu.
Oh god.
Oh yes,
Ryan Reynolds Pikachu.
Yes. Okay. I've missed the past couple episodes, listener. So have we talked about Pikachu yet?
I don't think so.
Can we talk about the Pikachu movie on the podcast,
yes,
please?
Yes.
Thank you. I am the resident Pokemon Master. Carrie, also Pokemon Master. Becca has 30 Pokemon plushies sitting around her desk right now. So.
Becca, I would say, is more of a recent Pokemon Master. I was a Pokemon Master back in 1999 and haven't kept up.
Yes. I'm so confused by this movie, though. I'm so confused by it.
I kind of can't believe that it exists as a premise, and they're actually doing it.
Yeah. It's real. Pikachu said the hell word.
Yeah, get me the hell out of here.
Oh, you know what else happened? The Addams Family trailer.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to that. I don't know much about the Addams Family. I've only, like, seen the Barry Sonnenfeld movie from, like, the 90s, and,
I haven't seen anything.
Like, that Broadway show at one point. I saw that.
I watched some of the original 60s show.
Nice.
Which is charming in a 60s sitcom way.
Yeah, but, like, I like the Addams Family. They're cute.
I remember, Jason, too, we were just, like, looking at upcoming movies, and, like a week before the trailer for this dropped.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of trailers dropping, the trailer for this dropped, and then like 2 minutes later, the new Lion King trailer dropped. Disney was like, really? Really? This is how it's done.
Mic drop.
We're not letting you have your cute Addams Family moment. We're having Lion King now.
Quickly, Addams Family looks, we'll see. The designs are kind of okay. Carrie, you were saying something about how it looks really flat.
Like, there's something about... Okay, here's the thing. One of the good things about animation is the ability to caricature. Mm-hmm. And this one, the designs are caricatured, but their motion is not caricatured.
Yeah.
So that was kind of a really obnoxious clash to me, where you have these kind of interesting character designs, but they're just, like, walking kind of normally, and, like, you don't get the super exaggerated slapsticky type thing that I felt like it... I don't know.
It feels a bit like they could have gone the way of Hotel Transylvania and how they move. A little bit.
That is kind of what I was more expecting.
On this podcast, we appreciate Hotel Transylvania, right?
Yes.
Okay, I want to make sure.
Mostly the first movie.
Yes, I've only seen the first movie. I just want to make sure we're all on the same page.
2 and 3 are okay.
Nice. Yeah, we might have had more to say about this movie. Then The Lion King happened.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Oh, that trailer. Oh my god. Jason, cut that out.
There's been a bit of a contentious reaction, because some people are really excited, and other people are like, man, this looks too realistic, man. You're losing a lot of the charm of the original, which I get.
Boo.
But
is that your sister? That's Michelle saying that. That's your sister saying that.
Well, maybe.
Wow, wasn't expecting a call out in this.
Michelle, I know you don't listen to this, so I'm calling you out.
She's hard to please.
My cynical remake hating self was blown away, so go figure.
Yeah, I get the concern people might have about making it more realistic means that you won't get a lot of the reactions that they have in the original, but I feel like the Jungle Book had some pretty good character animation on the animals, even though they were more realistic, so I'll see what they do here.
I don't know why people are criticizing. If I could train a lion to act that spectacularly, give that cub an Oscar. Because,
yes,
guys,
CGI cub.
I am very, very critical of, realistic CGI when it comes to things like animals. Something about the weight never feels right. They always feel really floaty to me.
That's fair.
A lot of shots in that trailer looked real.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And that is a valid criticism. Does that mean that there's going to be something lost in the, acting of it? But I'm eager to see what they do. For what little we saw, we only saw a couple, There's dialogue over the trailer, but you only actually see animated dialogue from Scar twice, and so far it looked fine. So
yeah,
I'm eager to see more.
Yeah, my reaction was exactly like that one Facebook thing where it's like, oh god, another Disney remake, and then it's like, oh my god, The Lion King.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh, I should be guarding my heart here, but I'm so excited.
Yeah, I will say this is I don't know if this is a valid opinion or not, but I feel like The Lion King is one of the least difficult Disney movies to adapt into. The difficult part is getting the animals' motion to look good, but the story doesn't really need anything changed to make it a great, epic live-action adaptation. Where so many of the other Disney movies, you can't just translate the animated movie word for word. It would look terrible in live action like that.
Yeah. Like
Dumbo. You could not make a literal adaptation of Dumbo in live action. It just would not work.
I'm really curious how Lady and the Tramp is going to shake out.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm much more concerned about that one.
Are the dogs going to talk? For some reason, I got the sense that they're not. Just from that one promo image.
Why don't you just make Lady and the Tramp, but as a human story? That would be cute.
You can't call a human a tramp. That's rude.
Charlie Chaplin lived off that for years.
Yeah, in the un-PC days.
Well,
he's a tramp, full of slapstick, breaks a new bone every time.
Nice. But yeah, that would be cute. A proper New Orleans or wherever that takes place lady and this scruffy guy from the streets. That's a cute setup. Why does it have to be live action CGI animals?
I don't know.
Did y'all know Angry Birds was getting a sequel?
Yes.
Oh yeah, yeah. I saw the trailer for that and I immediately erased it from my mind.
Cool. I didn't see it. I never saw the first movie.
Me
the only
neither.
thing interesting about it is Thurip Von Orman is directing, so that's neat. That's the creator of the cartoon Flapjack.
Oh yeah.
That's neat.
I can buy and sell you, old man. Fair
yeah,
enough.
he was he was Gideon on Gravity Falls, Carrie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are they making a Call of the Wild? Oh my goodness.
What the hell is that?
What?
Oh, like a Jack London book?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Animated movie?
I guess.
Ooh.
Like,
That could be
Gideon?
awesome. I would be for that if
Yeah, it's a 20th Century Fox distributed by Disney. Well, okay.
Ooh.
All right.
Well,
All right.
Splendid.
All right.
directed by Chris Sanders, too.
What? Oh, okay, I'm on
Ooh.
board. I'm very on board with that.
Okay, I'm
Alright.
definitely on board. 100%.
Cool.
Absolutely.
Cool.
Chris Sanders is one of the directors that I will watch anything he makes.
Yeah, he was the director, listeners of Lilo and Stitch in the first How to Train Your Dragon, the co-director. So, yeah.
Also The Croods, which it was
The
fine.
Croods. How
I haven't
crude.
been here for a few episodes. I have opinions.
Okay.
How to Train Your Dragon 3.
We finally get Becca's opinion on How to Train Your Dragon 3. Huzzah!
Good but disappointing.
Get out of here! No.
No, it didn't.
No,
It
that's
wasn't
fair.
quite on the level of the other two for me.
That's fair.
Beautiful movie. I liked the ending, like the way it wrapped up gave me a feel.
Yes.
It was a little lacking though. I found the villain was kind of rehashed, but it was good. Lego Movie 2. Great. My top animated movie of the year so far. Really fun musical. Good.
We'll get stuck inside your head.
Yeah. What else did come out? I don't think very much. We only covered like 2 episodes.
Yeah, our last episode was on Dumbo. The previous episode was on
The trailers and the
Yes.
potpourri.
a veritable
The potpourri of everything.
One man's trash is another man's potpourri. I don't know, some kind of soup.
Yeah, mostly in that one we were just talking about trailers, How to Train Your Dragon, and the Lego Movie 2.
Yes.
Oh yeah, the Aladdin trailer. First Aladdin trailer, Garbo. Second Aladdin trailer. Okay, I'm intrigued now. Oscars. Spider-Man 1, good, correct.
Yes.
Toy Story 4. Okay.
I said in that episode, I hope it is to Toy Story what God of War 4 was for God of War.
A reboot?
Well,
set
no,
in Norse
but
mythology?
no, but a good,
That'd be an interesting
a
take.
good 4th installment is what I was going for.
Is that what you're going for?
That sounded like Jay-Z talking about OJ. I'm not black, I'm OJ. Okay.
Did you guys know that they're remaking the first Pokemon movie in CGI?
What?
No, I did not.
It looks neat. It looks neat. I gotta show you some of the renders. It looks cool.
I did just see an image of a CG Pokemon scene with Ash and Pikachu, but I didn't know it was the first movie.
Yeah, it's probably from that.
That's interesting.
Pokemon, the movie, Mewtwo Strikes Back, Evolution. There's like 3 colons in that title. You can't do that. Japan. That's not how that works. Playmobil, the movie? What?
Yeah. That's the thing.
Okay.
I think at this point we're kind of rambling.
Playmobil
No.
the movie, totally not a ripoff of the Lego movie.
Yes.
Yeah, totally not. Jason thinks we're rambling, so let's wrap it up here.
We had a lot to catch
I
up
think-
on. It's fine.
Yes.
Yeah, I think we gave you enough to work with after edits. So,
Yes.
thank you for listening, you beautiful listeners. I want to come up with a name for you guys. All 2 of you.
Yeah, listeners.
You
Man.
blessed listeners.
Bless your heart.
What's a thing from animation that's a pun? You ink and paint squad. Yeah.
You zebra looking.
Freaking- That's a joke that no one gets. You Loraxes. You Loraxes.
You Danny DeVito's.
Next time we have a dry spell actually in release, let's do an episode on the Lorax.
Yes.
Yes, we do
Yeah.
need to
And the
talk about
Lorax.
that.
All right, let's wrap it up because we're I agree now that we are rambling. Hey, I've been. This has been Destination Animation. My name's Becca McGraw. Find my nonsense at rebexorcist.com. Carrie.
I am Carrie Dreblow. You can find me on YouTube at Animation Critic, all one word. I'm still working on the spring 2019 anime season. Shameless plug again. Soon. Check it out.
Shun. And I am Jason Knott. You can find my reviews. I might have one for Missing Link later. On whatever reviews on blogger.com. Becca, we are glad you are back. We missed you.
Huzzah!
What's this Wish Dragon movie?
Wish Dragon?
I'm just
Wish Dragon.
New Sony Pictures animation.
Having a Wish Dragon is the only way to complete a quest that... I don't remember what he says.
Luck Dragon.
I know, but Wish Dragon...
The story is a genie in a bottle retelling set in contemporary... Mitch, play us out while I read this.
Yeah, thank you, Mitch, for making our theme music. Now play us out.
Also, even if this movie wasn't the most exciting, please go support Laika. We want them to stay
Oh
in
yeah,
business.
heck, support Laika, please.
Yes. Now play us out,
Yeah,
Mitch.
conclusion. It's fine.
It's good.
It was okay.
It's fine.
I liked it.
It's good. Now shut. No, I'm kidding. Okay, Mitch, get me the hell out of here. Also, in Uncharted, Nathan and Elena get married, and it's great. Anyway.
That's completely unrelated. Put
Yes.
that post
Spoilers.
credits.
Jesus.
Yeah, spoilers. Let's talk about the
You're
animation.
talking about a lovely animated movie, and then you just
Yeah.
drop random spoilers for a
From
popular
another
game
franchise.
franchise right in the middle, all willy-nilly. I swear.
Spoiler owl strikes again.
Woody hoo! Snape kills Dumbledore.
Bleep that out. Like for its
GG.
Gigi,
Oh,
Gigi, come home.
that's my line.
Then do it, coward.
It's too late.
Dang it.
It wouldn't be an episode of Destination Animation if I didn't have to stop for cat removal at least once.
Cat removal
Gigi
watch.
is a cartoon character.
Yes. Kiki,
He
that's
is. He's
me.
from. He's an anime.
Yeah, of
He's
course.
an anime.
Kiki, it's me, Phil Hartman cat.
Yeah.
Yes. Rest in peace, Phil Hartman.
Someone on Twitter, I posted a picture of Luna once, and someone commented like, "Wow, she really is anime." And I was like, "Yes, she is." Basically.
Notice me,
Anyway.
senpai.
That's Luna's constant state of being.
It's true.
At least she's not a yandere. Please notice me, senpai, or others will have to die. Anyway.
That's Nova. Anyway. What are we talking about?
Good question.